You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I am back. Rudrance for Black and White Sports 2. Well, I normally don't record this late, but I got some news here, and frankly, I can't sit on it because it seems to be rather big. Well, we got two pieces of news. Number one, we got the Colts, the Indianapolis Colts, that is, being out on Lamar Jackson once again and making it clear they are out on Lamar. I thought that was his best chance. Okay. I truly did. I thought if any team is going to take a run, it's going to be the Colts, and that maybe there's a space for him, especially with Shane Steichen. Well, it's kind of pretty much what we thought. It's probably going to be the Ravens in this, or I don't know what he's going to do, frankly. But going back, taking the non-exclusive tag, and the one thing we haven't talked about in this, the Ravens actually have the ability to freshen that tag up. Okay? They can give him 32, but they can throw him another 5 on top of it. Okay? Or even another 10. Now, I don't know if a lot of people think that's a wise idea, but they can do that. So we're going to do Lamar, but we got a serious bonus because, and that's really what sparked this video, was the massive bombshell involving Aaron Rodgers. And we've got this bombshell. This is Bro Bible. The Jets and the Packers haven't communicated about the Aaron Rodgers trade in weeks. Holy shit. I mean, this is interesting. Now, keep in mind, Joe Douglas just came out the other night at the Boomer and Geo event and said, Aaron Rodgers, he's coming here. Okay, now, the other thing is, the source on this is Adam Schefter, in part, and then we got Mike Greenberg, who is obviously a massive Jets guy, right, with ESPN. Greeny has always been tuned in very closely with the Jets. He went on Pat McAfee's show today, and he made some comments as well. We're going to check that out. So let's do Aaron Rodgers first, then we'll do Lamar. And, well, holy crap. Saw this coming out of nowhere randomly. Aaron Rodgers, the 4-time MVP of the Packers, had announced a few weeks ago his intentions to join the Jets following a trade. But according to ESPN's Adam Schefter, the two teams haven't been in communication about a potential deal for weeks. That is nuts. Quote, both sides now appear to be dug in. Schefter reported on Tuesday, my understanding is there hasn't been a whole lot of conversation, if any, over the past couple of weeks. It is obviously still believed that the Jets are the top suitor for Rodgers after he expressed his desire to leave the Packers earlier this offseason, but the two sides apparently aren't willing to budge on trade demands. I still wonder about somebody. Let's just click on this video.
So not a
Here we
whole
are.
lot there, but also maybe something. Adam, what is the latest between the Packers and the Jets when it comes to this Aaron Rodgers trade?
Laura, you hit on the key phrase right there. Not a whole lot there. And my understanding is there hasn't been a whole lot of conversation, if any, over the last couple of weeks, going back to the owners' meetings.
God, the owners' meetings, really? I mean, my God, we were doing news on the owners' meetings 3 weeks ago. That was when the Lamar trade bombshell came down. Now, keep in mind something here, all right, because Rodgers made it very clear that Schefter doesn't know dick about what's going on with him. He made that very clear. Far as him singular. But is Schefter still going to have sources with the Jets or sources with the Packers? Yeah, they got people on both those teams that are running their mouths. Okay, I can tell you that for sure right now. Now, let's get to Greeny.
You think, Greeny?
Yes. Here's and AJ, obviously, I would defer to anything you know, but I can tell you what I've heard. I've heard that Aaron has sent signals to the Jets that there's no reason for them to rush. that he's not coming until May anyway. So they're not missing out on anything right now. So they should hold out as long as it takes, and that ultimately they won't wind up having to trade the 13th pick in the draft, which is what I think this ultimately comes down to. Again, if I'm saying something, AJ, that you think is totally wrong, let me know. AJ. But I think that this is all about the Jets wanting to draft an offensive tackle at 13, and Aaron Rodgers wanting them to draft an offensive tackle at 13, which I would want too if I was Aaron Rodgers.
Very interesting indeed. So Greeny is saying Rodgers wants an offensive tackle with the very pick that the Packers want back for Aaron Rodgers. You can't make this shit up. It's crazy as hell. But Greeny probably has a pretty damn good idea. Being very tuned in with the Jets, I don't know who he talked to necessarily around the Jets, but that tells you that he knows enough to know what it is the New York Jets actually want for that pick. And that he has informed the Jets, hold the pick because I'm not showing up till May anyway. Wow. Okay. I mean, that's getting really interesting. Truly interesting. Which, look, I'm just going to come out and say, would that mean that they could possibly consummate this deal, let's say the third day of the draft? Maybe if they've already filled out the offensive tackles or whatever else, right? I mean, you would think, okay, first day of draft comes and goes. You're offering the second pick in the draft that we know of. You would think the Packers want to get that pick and use it. Right? I mean, I'm just saying, on the second night of the draft, get the pick and use it. So that's something to think about here. All right, let's Shane Steichen. I mean, he just says, nah, not going to happen. Colts coach Shane Steichen poured cold water today on talk that the team is considering signing quarterback Lamar Jackson to an offer sheet. Asked about Jackson, Steichen replied that the Colts' focus right now is on players who are already on the team and the players available to them in the draft. Focused on players that are in the building right now is actually the direct quote. The quarterbacks in the building for the Colts right now are Gardner Minshew, Nick Foles, and Sam Ehlinger. So in other words, you've got Gardner Minshew on the roster. Gotcha. They also might draft a quarterback with the 4th pick. If the Colts don't draft a quarterback, that will increase speculation that they could try to land Jackson. But for now, it appears that making a run at Jackson is not in the Colts' plans. I saw a mock draft earlier, and I can't remember exactly who it was from, but they had Bryce Young at 1, Anthony Richardson at 2 to the Texans. Look, y'all can come on here and you can cuss me out if it happens, and that's fine. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. Now, the Texans might not take a quarterback. Don't be shocked by that. If they can't get Bryce Young, I think there's a feeling they could either trade back, okay, or they could take a different player. That's starting to get real steam right now. The idea that the Texans may not take a quarterback, period. Case Keenum's on the roster, by the way. Now, that would make more sense if they'd assigned Jimmy Garoppolo like I thought, but Case Keenum? Is that who we're rocking with in Houston? Yikes. Okay. I cannot imagine if C.J. Stroud is sitting there that they're not going to pull the trigger on him. Okay? I know they want Bryce Young. There's no question there. Houston wants him, but they're probably not going to get him. So maybe they would. Maybe they would back out. If they could drop back and swap with the Colts, maybe. Colts come up, boom, C.J. Stroud. They got their guy, right? So, again, I'm not going to back off the fact that I don't understand the whole infatuation with Anthony Richardson. I mean, it's just strange how physical attributes is overriding actual ability to play quarterback. Has anybody seen Trey Lance, for crying out loud? I mean, that's kind of exactly what happened there. He's played more games than Anthony Richardson, but there wasn't enough experience. The 49ers should have never made that pick. So why is this happening again this high in the draft? I don't get it. I really don't. I mean, look, some of these teams truly need to learn something from Brock Purdy. I kid you not. Look at some of the things in that criteria box. Pull up Bill Parcells. It's old, but it works. And draft you a quarterback somewhere that meets most of that criteria. There it is, the Colts. They're no, thanks, but no thanks on Lamar Jackson and Aaron Rodgers. I'll see you in May. May? May? Wow. Okay. Peace. I'm out. Till next time, don't call me, I'll call you.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.